This is the space under our pergola. It's a cozy spot to hang out with the fireplace and the Adirondack chairs, but it needs a table. I've been looking for a while, and everything I found is either the wrong size, the wrong color, or way too expensive.
I'm on a follow along while I make a table for this spot. This is the table that I'm starting off with, but I only need the top. This has a really thick, uneven coating of, I don't know, paint, stain, something red. But all I know is I have a lot of sanding in my near future, or like right now. So I'm 2/3 done with just like a quick pass of 80 grit, and it looks like the table just has like a pretty bad rash right now. So, oh, and it feels really, really rough. So bad rash and rough, so still a bit more sanding, but this is how it's coming off. So it's not bad, just a little rashy. My gloves, the sander, everything's turning pink, but this is 80 grit quickly done. There's still gonna be a lot more sanding, but now I wanna try doing the edge. See how that turns out. I have to be honest, the edge is even easier than the top, so this isn't be bad at all. My goal today is to sand off the red rash and just have a really nice, clean wood. Look, I washed my gloves. They're not pink anymore. The sanding turned out fantastic. I am so happy with how this looks. The rash is gone. I just have clear wood. So I can stain now. I am mixing two stains because I want this to match what I already have out there, and that's kind of like a gray brown. So I haven't found a stain that is that gray brown that I have out there, so I'm gonna mix my own. I'm mixing classic gray and flagstone, and I did a 1-to-1 ratio, but it does look still rather a lot of gray. So I might need to do a bit more of the flagstone, but I'm gonna try it on the underside. Now I am going to finish both the top and the bottom, everything. I'm finishing this entire table. Like I'm going to stain it and varnish, like put the sealer on both the top and the bottom because it's going to be outside. So that's the nice thing with that, is that I can practice on the underside and nobody will see it. So let's see how my 1-to-1 ratio, which looks rather gray, looks on this wood. This is the fun part. Oh, that's super gray. That is way too gray. Oh, but it looks really pretty. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little more flagstone, but that's really pretty. Okay, a little more flagstone. This is now more of like a 2-to-1 ratio. Still very gray, but maybe it'll work. That looks even more gray. That's hilarious. I added more flagstone and it ended up looking more gray. I'm gonna add a few more, so now it'll be really 2-to-1. That was more like 1.5 to 1. So this will be, I have to add 6 more teaspoons. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay, it's definitely looking a little more brown in the cup. Still comes out super gray. Well, the more flagstone I add, which is the brown color, the more gray it's looking. So I'm just gonna go with this, and then if I have to add just 1 layer of flagstone on top, that's what I'm gonna do. So let's just get this on. I want the color a little richer, and it does show a lot of gray still. So I'm going to do one coat over everything while it's still wet. I'm just gonna add a coat of just the flagstone, just to warm it up and kind of richen it up a bit. So, some more staining. I know no one's gonna see the underside, but I just wanna see what it looks like before I flip it over and do the top. And time to wipe off and see what it looks like. All right, it's less gray, it's more tan, which is good. I'm now going to let it dry to see what color this ends up being. The edges look really good. I think the edges are kind of what I'm going for, but I'm gonna let it dry. If it's not dark enough, I'll do another coat. If it is dark enough, then I'll flip it over and do the top. The stain is now tacky enough that I can flip over the table and work on the top. What do you think of the color now that it's dry? I think it's so good. And my next step is to protect it. So I'm going to be using the wood finish that I use for all my outdoor projects. It's this one, Diamond Wood Finish by Varathane. It was suggested to me once and I've used it ever since and it works great. So I need to just mix up the can because you can't shake it. It makes bubbles and bubbles are bad on your finish. And then I want to flip the table over because I want to do the underside first. I need to do at least 4 coats and each coat takes 2 to 3 hours to dry. So, well, I know what I'm doing this weekend, but it's gonna look so good. Oh yes, and it's like a milky white. So when you first apply it, it does look white, but and it ends up drying clear. So it looks weird, but it's totally fine. It does look like, I don't know, almond milk? Yeah, or oat milk. No, it really looks like oat milk. We picked metal hairpin legs for the table and we ordered these off Amazon because they had really, really high reviews, like thousands of really high reviews. And I have to agree, these are great. Like they're just really sturdy. They're super smooth. They're just made really well. So link in the description and I totally recommend these. Now we had one little hiccup with them. The screws that come with it were just a little, like just the tiniest bit too long. So if we had screwed the legs into the table, there would have been like little sharp edges popping out of the table, so we couldn't do that. Instead, Ralph added little pieces of plywood onto where we're going to attach the legs, so this will be like where we secure the legs, and no one will get stabbed. And the only thing I had to do was stain and seal them. So I still have a couple more coats of sealer just because I want to protect this table so we can have it for a long time. So after I'm done sealing pieces of wood that we added, then we can attach the legs, then I can seal the top, and the table will be done. Drinks on the patio.
To attach the legs, Ralph used a master's degree in algebra, a deep understanding of fluid dynamics, precision measuring, and painter's tape. And ugh, my least favorite tool, the impact driver. Ugh.
The legs are on, so that means there's only one last step. I just have to seal the top. So this is gonna be like at minimum of 4 coats. I might do 5, 6 coats, depending on how tired I get of doing it. But I can just keep putting on the clear finish, that diamond finish, and then we can take it outside.
With 6 coats of the diamond finish, the table's ready for patio life. Here's a reminder of what the table originally looked like. And now, here's my cozy pergola space. This table is a $20 Facebook Marketplace find, and now it's the perfect piece to tie this conversation space together. Thank you so much for following along with this transformation. And for more home DIYs, we drop videos every Friday. To help with the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you soon with another project.
We picked metal hairpin legs. Okay, yeah. And I have to say, I have to agree. Yeah. At least 4 or 5 coats of diamond finish. My little varnish here, diamonds. I don't know, that's what it's called. Anyways, okay.